Hi, welcome back to the Figure Trap. My name is Saga, and today we're going to be taking a look at the McFarlane Spawn Raven Spawn figure that came out recently. Um, yeah, there were a couple other figures in the wave, like the Clown and the Violator, and they're cool. But this one right here had an overall like grimy look to it. I really like the aesthetic of these figures. McFarlane figures in general have their own unique aesthetic. I'm pretty excited to get this sucker out of the box, so let's get it on the table, pop it open, and see what we got.
The figure trap.
All right, starting with the box, we got your pretty standard McFarlane fare with the large window in the front that lets you see everything, and then you got the window on the top that lets the sunshine in, light up the figure a little. Spawn on the side, Raven Spawn, nice little photo on the back. Voila. 22 points of articulation, big old Spawn on the front. Yeah, 14 plus. So I guess don't give it to your 2-year-old. Yeah, let's get him out of this box and check him out. Okay, so looking at the sculpt, if we just start there, like most McFarlane figures, we got a lot of sculpt and detail and stuff going on here. So, yeah, there's sculpting that goes all down the center, which is, I don't know if that's supposed to be a face or what, but it is cool looking. Got some overlays. It has a lot of overlays on this figure. These spikes all over the arm. They're on the bottom right here. You can see. Yeah, he's got details all in his helmet. He's got lit up eyes, details in the face. Details go all the way to the back of the helmet. Um, the cape and cowl system is basically like one big overlay around the shoulders and stuff, but it does have some pretty interesting stuff going on with the articulation up there. We'll look at that later. There's that detail I was talking about on the back of the head. We got detail on the cape right here. It's like a hard plastic, no kind of cloth going on there, but that's normal for McFarlane. Got details underneath the cape, which they didn't have to do, but it's nice that they did. Details all down to the shoes. You got details here on the belt. It'd be cool if that was painted. It's got a skull on there. It'd be pretty neat if it was painted. We got skulls on the knees here too. Got skulls near the feet. Got like 5 skulls on this figure just in the front. And I think there's some on the weapons and stuff too, so we'll check that out. One thing that really would have made this figure a little bit better is if they would have painted these skulls or a wash. If they give it some kind of like something to bring out the details. The overlay down here on the foot is cool, but it looks a little weird from the back. It kind of looks like a set. You can really tell it's a separate piece when you look at it from the back. It's probably good that the cape kind of covers that up a little bit. Yeah, the pins hid pretty well in there too. You can barely see that pin. You don't notice it anyway. So that was a nice hide there. One thing they don't gotta hide is our thigh articulation. So the feet look pretty good. Not that you can really see them under the overlays, but yeah. Overall, sculpt-wise, details, I mean, McFarlane hit it out of the park like they always do, so. All right, let's take a look at the accessories that came with this guy. Okay, shiny. The paint on this really shines in the light. I mean, it almost looks like it's real metal. It's not, but yeah, it looks really good. They got a lot of skulls and a lot of detail going on here. And once again, I mean, if this was painted, we'd have like a really, really cool looking weapon here. I mean, it's cool and it works, but it could be better. But for like a $25 figure, I mean, we're going to have to sacrifice some things, right? All right, and then you got this chain, which I never know how to use these chains, man. I don't understand. Like, it doesn't bend very well. I know it wraps around the figure, but it always look weird to me. Yeah, but it's got a little bit of give. It's got the same shiny paint on the claw, and you got the handles painted, and little handles painted here. Yeah, so you got this thing. I probably won't use it, but it's cool. Other than that, we got this stand, which is the same stand they give with every McFarlane figure. Says Spawn, that's cool. I think I forgot to point out that these chains, they like have paint on the handles and stuff too, and they have the same kind of shine. So that's cool because I'd rather have these chains as my aesthetic for chains on him than that weird looking unbendable one. Look into my eyes. All right, so let's take a look at articulation. Okay, articulation. Now, this is where we're going to lose some points. All right, we got head articulation, turns that much, goes that way that much. We got a little bit of up and a little bit of down. Yeah, kind of can look down. So, yeah. Then this part. So the overlays right here are separate on the arm, and you can kind of see like this piece right here wants to get caught on that piece. So it really doesn't happen a lot, and it doesn't really break it up too much. It looks kind of natural, but for the most part, yeah, you're gonna get a little bit of pain right there trying to adjust it. Now here is the real issue that I have with this figure. All right, so these wrists, like, you can't do anything with them. They're like limp wrist, and you're stuck with it like that. Because the overlay goes over the top of the wrist and makes it so it can't even bend out. Like, yeah, it's gonna hold his weapons weird. He's gonna have these weird, like, little creepy man hands. Yeah, and you're kind of stuck with it in that position. So if it has a major flaw, I would say that's its big major flaw with articulation. There's a few other little things, but that is a big one for me. Okay, so you got the mid cut, and it goes all the way around. So you can 360 his body if you want. There's no waist, just the ab crunch cut, but there's no waist there at all. So any turning you're gonna do is happening in that first part. The leg, it goes about here, and then it goes forward about there. Knees, what do we got? We got double jointed, and he can go back a decent amount, but you're gonna run into the cape, and you're probably never gonna use him like that. And then you got the foot here. It's got back and forth articulation, and it's got this toe thing going on, of course. But, like, you can't tell if there's any ankle pivot because of the overlay. Overall, he's got some problems when it comes to articulation, but, we all kind of know that McFarlane has limited articulation. They're like somewhat like a statue that can get a few poses out. I do think they kind of blew it with the wrist, though. Maybe I got too caught up in the overlay issue here on the wrist, but I want to show you it does go all the way around. Even if it has that weird pose. I mean, I don't want to discredit it completely. Okay, so now to give a little example of scale, we got him next to the Death Metal Superman and the Bizarro, both from McFarlane, both 7-inch scale like he is. Okay, and then here we got him next to 6-inch scale Marvel Legends, Punisher from the Motorcycle Pack and Death Dealer. All right, it's Judgment Day. So yeah, you're not gonna get like a bunch of crazy poses out of him, obviously, because like articulation wise, he's pretty much got the same issues that all McFarlane figures do, and he actually has a few extra issues when it comes to the wrist and whatnot. As you can see, he even has trouble kind of holding his weapon here. But if you can like work with that, maybe you could even customize and take a little piece of that off or something, because it could probably use it. Yeah, like you might be able to get him into a few better poses if you did that. he's got some decent articulation. I mean, he's gonna be a really cool articulated statue up on your shelf, but he's not gonna hit poses like Black Series or Marvel Legends. You know, no Superman punches or superhero landings. He's gonna hang out on the shelf like the Grim Reaper, look crazy, look dark, have some limp wrist if you don't do something about it, and you get what you get. You get what you see, man. Yeah. So overall, man, like I like him as a figure. I think he looks really cool. He's a nice add to the Spawn shelf, the Spawn universe shelf. Um, let's take a look at this stupid chain. Okay, and if you like this chain, that's cool. I mean, like, put it around his neck. He'll look like, a 90s rapper, or shoot, even a rapper from today. Yeah, that'd be a dope rap name, Raven Spawn. But what do you do with this chain? I mean, really, like, how do you wrap this around him to make it look good? I mean, like, even when it's, like, at its best, it still looks silly to me. So, I mean, if you like it and you can figure this out better than me, that's cool, man. Do you. I'm not trying to criticize anybody's, like, uh, chain fashion, but to me, this is not going to be on my shelf. No. No thanks. Yeah. Bling bling. So, putting that aside, overall, this figure is a win. I like him. I like his sculpt. I got what I expected from him, minus a little bit of articulation in the wrist, of course. But for the most part, he's a win. I like him. I'm happy with him. I think you will be too.
The figure trap, trap, trap.